something I've been meaning to ask you about for a long time now, and I wasn't quite sure when the right time would be, and we were both alone in the car, and I thought, well, this is going to be interesting. I didn't want to tell you until I kind of knew how much of a Star Trek fan you were, and then you told me, and I actually thought it was a fantastic idea.
Yeah. Well, you came to that dinner party we had, and you asked me to borrow the Next Generation box set, and that's when I was like, I'm going to ask him.
Is this a memory or a dream?
I've probably seen more Next Generation than anything before we started the band, and I've seen almost all of the first season of the original, and I haven't seen any of the other series.
And I was just the opposite. I kind of had not seen much Next Generation or any of the spin-offs, but I watched the original series like religiously as a kid when it was on syndication. It kind of filled the gap between each Star Wars movie. It was like it was my science fiction fix as a kid.
They burrow in your head.
We all wanted to have the Star Trek cuts. Originally, it was Mike's vision.
Yeah.
And it's kind of an ongoing joke that we continually piss him off by not doing it.
We all grew beards in order to piss him off.
If you'll notice, everyone has beards but me.
Are you the one with the girl?
That's what I like about this project is it's directed writing. You know, you have something you're starting with to write about, which is the thing that I always have a problem getting started, you know. But when you have an actual episode that you're writing something about, it's really easy to just pick out an aspect of the episode or, you know, whatever you, I mean, there's so many different angles you can go with it.
So like The Naked Time, where, you know, I wrote it about this 5-minute section of, you know, where Spock is struggling with his emotion.
Sometimes she's green.
The second album's definitely going to show that we're doing something different than the first album.
Yeah, but one thing about having 4 songwriters, but that we all work on each other's songs, is that we do have like a wider sound just naturally, but it all seems to complement.
Like sometimes you'll write a song and have an idea of how it's going to go, and then when everyone else starts working on it with you, it just takes a completely different direction.
Like Shore Leave is the perfect example of that. It started out as like a punk rock song that was, what, like 8 minutes long? And it ended up as this sort of dancey
number.
Franz Ferdinand kind of rock song.
I absolutely despised it. And now it's like one of my favorite tracks on the album.
I sure want to leave.
I don't know, I just love the episode as Arena.
Oh yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It's just such a funny, like the slow-mo fighting and the you know, like in the beginning of the episode when they're running around and getting, you know, like bombed or whatever.
When he does
and does the roll, and then, you know, they hone in on the tricord and he wings it away and blows up. I mean, it's just so over the top. That whole episode, I just love it.
Yeah.
And you know they did a Mythbusters on that. Whether he could actually have done
building that cannon to destroy the Gorn.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They proved it could work, right?
It could work, but it probably couldn't have killed it.
What was it? Trouble with Tribbles.
Oh, you were serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, dead serious. I mean, there's so much, like, I don't want to say infighting, but, like, it's going to be one of those songs that, like, almost, like, whether you're a Star Trek fan or not, you know that episode.
Right,
it's one of the more popular ones, so our idea is to, these 4 guys, I don't do any of the songwriting.
But I think you should write for this one.
I could try.
You can if you want.
But yeah, the idea was, like, have these 4 guys that each write one for that episode, and then, like, post it as, like, a free 4-song EP online, and then have the fans vote which one actually goes on the album, because there's going to be a lot of discussion. So,
I'm glad they're younger kids who are just into Star Trek.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That blows my mind.
Kind of keeping the flame alive.
My daughter's 2.5, and she knows all the words to Mary.
You're exactly what I want you to say.
1, 2, 3. Yes.
No.
You're going to get, any given time you ask us this question, you're going to get different answers.
You're going to get a few different answers.
But the real answer is, we don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get right.
It really depends on where we're at in 4 years.
Yeah.
You leave it hanging.
There we go. Blew it up with this.
Whoa!
Wow, Wow, you did the
Way to make that even nerdier than it already is.